Joining me on the broadcast is Major Muhammad Ali Shah. Thank you so much, Major Shah, for taking time out for News X once again. What EU is mentioning as of now is also resonating in the minds of a lot of neighboring countries. India is home to many Afghan refugees. Many of them live here in New Delhi as well. Now, given the situation and the pictures that we are seeing and the intent of the people, those who want to leave Afghanistan, do you think there is a chance of propelling a migrant crisis once again in Asia, probably?
Definitely, there is a huge chance of a migrant crisis happening in India. Also, I will tell you, in Luxembourg, the foreign minister, Mr. G. Assenborn, has opposed a push by 6 EU countries to keep deporting asylum seekers to Afghanistan. As the Taliban are advancing their way on hold on the country, following withdrawal of NATO troops, right? Now, which countries are these? Germany, Australia, Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, Greece. Now, I think at this point of time, we should actually, they have the compulsions, they have their own technicalities worked out, yes, but it's very, very important to actually think from your heart at this point of time. And one should always look out for humanity. Because again, as a leader of karma, it would come back to you ultimately. It will come back in some way. So we have to be very, very careful, and we have to, the passport, the visa officers are working overtime. They're doing back-to-back shifts all over. They are trying to get their migrants as soon as possible. But now when we look at, okay, it's a refugee migrant, so we should just be right now focused on saving lives, not only of our citizens of our country, but in lives overall as human beings per se.
True, Major Shah. And also, talking about karma, well, European Union, who else better than them would know the pinch of it when countries like France, Germany, they were all were at loggerheads in order to retain or intake more refugees there. Now, that situation came out from Syria, obviously, and other adjoining areas. But here we have a situation where the risk is not just of migration, but also of maybe a splinter group using these sentiments, these heightened sentiments to their own benefit and cause deadly harm in the region, maybe for the lack of money, for the want of money. If things go that way, then do you think a separate Taliban will be taking birth there?
Oh, of course. I mean, this has very, very dangerous repercussions. Now, it is a risk which we will have to take because there is no other scope, there is no other chance. Now, the good news, as we just broke the news sometime back, that an aircraft from Kabul has taken off for India. So that is now in these aircraft, you don't know. I mean, what kind of air traffic control we saw happening in Kabul when people are actually hanging themselves on flights and coming, and you don't know what's going to happen. So certainly, like in Pakistan, there's a concept of a good Taliban and a bad Taliban. There are different factions. You don't know what is going to happen next. So at this point of time, I think because Taliban has cornered the world actually right now by taking hold of Kabul, and because people from all over the world are in Afghanistan at the moment. So yes, this is certainly is going to be very, very dangerous. It's going to be a risk, and it's I personally feel, that's my personal take, it definitely could be a risk worth taking. Actually, it could be tried.
Well, coming from you, Major Shah, definitely it carries a lot of weight because in armed forces parlance also, until you take a risk, you won't get what you want to. Stay with us, Major Shah. Major Shah, well, no country would say no to saving lives. That's for sure. That's given. But how precarious does it become in terms of actually saving the lives and saving your interests? Is there a clash at times when it comes to matters of diplomacy and matters of military involvement?
You're absolutely right, with your question. Now it's a matter of thinking from your heart and from your head.
True.
Now, when it's a very, very big challenge. Now, what do you actually do to save lives of your people? Or you take a strategic decision and you say, okay, it's a hard decision, you have to take tough calls, and you have to take tough calls at some time. I'm not denying that at all. So both are right. Now you have to actually weigh pros and cons, and I can really actually empathize with the decision makers over there who would have had a sleepless night to think, okay, whoever had to do a lot of soul searching as to what decision to take. But now everyone would have their own take on it. There would be no right or wrong. It would be great. Whatever you decide is right. Now, I can give you my perspective right now on this. I feel there is no problem in this world which cannot have a solution, which cannot be worked out. I am certain if you apply and think your minds properly to it, something can be worked out. Not easily, but with a challenge, with difficulty. So what one should actually do first, focus on getting your own countrymen out. That's the first thing. And thereafter one can actually think, and that is exactly what we do in any evacuation. We see the most vulnerable first. And when you see the most vulnerable first, you have to actually give priority to your own countrymen, no doubt about that. And thereafter focus on getting everybody else out safe and sound.
Right. Major Shah, stay with us. Dr. Shah, we have Major Shah also with us here on the broadcast, and he echoed similar sentiments when we were referring to Joe Biden's speech, where he said that even United States was taken aback by the speed with which Taliban took over. Major Shah, your comment on the same, on the training that was received from the US forces, and yet the Afghan forces laid down their arms.
Absolutely, and it was as though there was a proper tie between the two, where it is very surprising, as Dr. Jha correctly mentioned now. 3.5 lakh army is a huge number, very well equipped, trained by US. Trained by the Indian Army. I'm trained by the best of people, and their forces are no less. Let me tell this to you. But it's only Afghan chief was to visit India about 2.5 weeks back. But last moment he cancelled his plan because he was under a lot of pressure. So most certainly this has been a tie-up between the Afghan army and the Taliban. But frankly speaking, I am not very surprised also, I must confess, because I had said this earlier that Afghan army are confused. They do not know which side their loyalties lie, and they proved it, that their loyalties were with the Taliban. Surrendering to them, 100% it means that their loyalties were with Taliban, and Taliban is now going to create a mayhem, so there is no actually escape from there. But when there's a will, I don't say there's a way, I say when there's a will, there are a lot of ways. Like India has proved, India is leading the pack by showing that we have the will to get our citizens rescued from there. And other nations, I'm sure, other nations will also follow suit, and they will also rescue the people safe and sound from Afghanistan ultimately.
Major Mohammad Shah, thank you so much. Group Captain V.N. Jha also, thanks for taking time out, gentlemen, for NewsX and also sharing your inputs. Obviously, as Major Shah said, where there is a will, there are a lot of ways. Well, what transpires as of now is that the political will might have been at loss here from the Afghani side.